And in the top right we do have MaxPax. In the bottom left it is Serral, the Finnish mastermind, the perfect executioner, the arguably greatest player we've ever had in StarCraft 2. He has definitely made the strongest case for himself at this point, even if not winning as many tournaments, but he has gotten so many finals appearances at this point that it's just impossible to ignore. MaxPax, one of the strongest Protoss player in Europe, and we all know that we don't know him, as he goes incognito and does not attend any LAN events, so he's mostly making his money off these online events, and he's doing great. He has magical runs here and there, he does get a lot of final appearances, and he wins a bunch of cups, it's insane. But he hasn't been that hot with this current patch. It feels like this patch has not been his bread and butter, and he has been falling off a little bit lately. Stargate before unit. That's something interesting here. So before he starts the Adept, he starts the Stargate already. That's the fastest Stargate you literally can get. You went Gateway, Cybernetics Core, Nexus, Stargate, Adept. Right? Can you get any faster than that? No. It's the fastest you'll ever see. Serral is gonna scout this. He sees his timing, he sees the build time, of course, and he's like, wait, what? Is this a Stargate? Yes, it is a Stargate. I personally haven't really casted that many games between these two. But MaxPax definitely is someone who is regularly to beat Serral. But in the best of 7, not that sure. In the best of 3, I'd give it him any day. Best of 7 is a different beast. Serral is the beast himself. Throwing down a spore a little bit late, as you can see here. Double Queen was out of position and he loses 4 drones for that. Can he get a kill on the Oracle? He does let go from that one though. And a very early in Nexus here, 40 seconds in, so he started this at 3:10, so super early Nexus. I think, did he even lose that Adept? No, this is the Adept that shaded across the map, right? He has 1 Adept, 2 Oracles, so this is a super greedy build here. Get a fast Stargate and 1 Adept only. Get only 1 Adept, literally, and have it in the wall, and then get already the 3rd base. So extreme greed here by MaxPax. Just being active with these Oracles now. Teaming up to kill a Queen. It's gonna get the kill. Trying to get some more damage here in the south. Can he get more queens? He's gonna lose a lot of health. But that's about it. He kills another queen, so pretty nice opening here so far. And Serral must be a little bit salty, because this is a little bit faster on the Stargate units than he's used to. He loses 7 drones and 2 queens for nothing to show up. Only a Forge as the follow-up here with that blink. Forge is a little bit later, as you can see, but that's the norm with this kind of setup. Double Oracle coming in. I'm gonna snag a drone here, and that's gonna be it. Now Serral with +1 melee here on the way. This could be a good counter to what's to come, if he executes correctly against those stasis traps. Sounds a little bit like a crow. That Overlord. Now do we see a macro hatchery? He's just throwing down an extra hatchery at a location, so he goes up to 5 hatches, but this is exposed of course. Now, coming in here from the north, MaxPax with a bunch of stalkers. His blink is still a little bit off, he only has 6 stalkers, so not too many. He doesn't really have a forward warping point. He's literally walking from his 3rd base, which is all across the map, but he will still get a cancel on this base. Serral is just gonna let this go. He says, I still have the other one, that's fine. I'm gonna test your entrance. I'm gonna kill a probe. Could try to go into the space, but already a quick warp in here of 2 extra stalkers. Just gonna keep this safe. Overlord is getting transfused. Unfortunately, still does die. 4 links are gonna get caught in that stasis trap, and the stalkers are still pressuring. And these links have +1. Can they hold on? I feel like there's not enough links right now. There is 40 links, but stasis traps can just freeze so many. Definitely need to be careful with the engagements. He's already going for the bottom, very bottom right base here. Oh boy, that was almost a disaster here for Serral. He was very close there to getting caught. That's a disaster. That's a lot of links. A lot of time here for MaxPax. There's even a wall he can blink back to. And Serral is literally just making links. He has the Hydra then, but he's not making any Hydras. He's trying to transfer some units right now. And his links are about to unfreeze. There's another stasis. I hope he saw that one. He's gonna get caught with just a couple units there. So, but the oracles are still fine. He's again gonna get caught with a bunch of links here. The +1 is still holding on though. Zealots without charge. I'm feeling like that charge should have been chrono boosted a couple of times, which didn't happen, and they can still kind of attack the space though. But they are slow. I feel like they're walking slow motion here. Serral is just gonna GG. Alright. Says, okay, I don't have enough drones. You have too much already. We're gonna GG out here. The chargeless zealots are gonna grab that W here for MaxPax. Finish the nail in the coffin. And this best of 7 starting with a win for MaxPax 1-0. Next map's gonna be Talisman. Alright, let's go into the map. In the top right on Talisman it is Serral, and in the bottom left it is MaxPax. Serral is going for something un-Serral-like, which is an aggressive hatchery. Where is he gonna plant it? Over here? No. Over here? Over here? Oh yeah, over there. It's gonna use it as a pushing point. He could even saturate the gold. He can mine this out. He can open up yeah. God, this is like the perfect counterplay. This is so terrible. Like, you're so reliant as MaxPax if you use this as the natural as your starting point, right? You're so reliant on that wall being there. And Serral's just gonna mine through that. He's gonna have a bunch of links, swarm the main base, and he's gonna win the game with that. And MaxPax is like, wait, where's your base? And he's like, oh, you have this one, right? So now he needs to go up in the main, he needs to go down the worker only path, and then he's still looking, and oh, if he even does it. He sees the pool, he's like, oh yeah, there's a hatchery somewhere, that's fine, that's fine. But this is like, wait, this is not the way? This is not the way, where is your hatchery? Wait, this is not the way, where is your hatchery? Why are you going in this direction? Wait, this is something's different, huh? And now... he's still not suspicious enough here. Nope. You kind of want to have a wall go up here. I guess it can get spined. I mean, yeah, well. Just having like a sheep battery in the main base could also be nice, but then you want to have the pylon kind of tucked here. And have like a little bit of a wall. I hope he doesn't go for his Stargate, just make gateways. He does make a second gateway, he does do a full wall at the entrance. He's going into some... what is this drone doing? It's just generating high ground vision for now. And Serral is just stacking links. Making a queen. He's just literally mining from that location. And he has it open now. Is he gonna throw down some spines? No, he's just saturating the gold. That's gonna be it. He's actually gonna pull back the workers. But there's the links. Can this all-in work? Can MaxPax hold this one? He's going into 3 gates. I feel like that's the right approach. You just want to make as many gates as you can. Is he chrono boosting the warp gate? That might be a mistake. We'll have to wait and see how that's gonna turn out here. Now, MaxPax is actually killing the drones, and I feel like that's not the right call. You really want to kill the links, you want to reduce the link count. Let's throw down another sheep battery. Like, why is he not making sentries? Honestly, what's wrong with you, man? Why are you only making adepts? Of course he's gonna have speed, of course he has 20 links. It's not like they were invisible over there. What are you doing, MaxPax? Why no sentries? I'm not so sure about this. And I think Serral is quite happy with what he already accomplished. He didn't really lose that much. He still has his guys alive. Now he's gonna Baneling bust this. And finally we see the first sentry, but it's only 1. He needs more, he needs 2. To wall this, or he needs to like force field that entrance, but he can't even take control of this ramp. He does not kill that morphing baneling. He needs way more sentries with this. And yeah, Serral can even just go into the natural. He can kill that pylon. There's a shoot battery with that, but he could kill that pylon. Go for the sentries. Oh god, my god, the force field even whiffs. It's a terrible disaster here for MaxPax. Can he manage a hold somehow? He's going into zealots now. Why did he go into those adepts at the first place? The shield battery is getting overcharged, but that's gonna be energy that's missing in the main, and now these units are out of position and they're getting caught with only links here. There's no inject on this hatchery, which I kind of would like to see. Another queen being produced there, more inject, but yeah, it's not even gonna matter. The Banes are inside the mineral line, that's when you know it's over. Oof. Oh, he's gonna give us the connection. No, he doesn't. Serral does take the game. I thought MaxPax like, wait, there's a Baneling, let's transfer all the probes into the Baneling and have it blow up and with a lot of confetti. Pretty one-sided, but I feel like this was already from the get-go the wrong decision to go for so many adepts. by MaxPax. So not sure what he was trying to accomplish with that. I guess he was like, alright, I'm just gonna shoot at your drones from across the safe patches and you're never gonna mine through, but like Serral brought enough drones to already mine through anyways. And then those adepts just didn't really do anything. They weren't good at fighting the queens, they were okay against the lings, but they're not that fast damage dealers. They're a little bit more mobile, I guess, in comparison to chargeless zealots, but not sure. Didn't really like those. That's a decision there. Well, nonetheless though, he didn't have to pay with his life in that last game. Can he bring it back? MaxPax. Currently looking at a 1-1 here. And Serral on the other side. Very sweet all-in. Proxy hatchery from Serral. Who would have thought we'd ever see the day? What's it gonna be this time? So we're not gonna see that insanely fast Stargate, which we did see in the first game. It's more of a standard opening here this time for MaxPax. We could see a Void Ray actually. He's no stranger to that style. What's it gonna be from a Stargate? I would be excited to see a Void Ray. I would be happy to see Void Ray. I would be excited to see a Phoenix. But it just looks like it's gonna be an Oracle. Yeah, Oracle. Oracle. So you think, why do so many people go for the Stargate and the Oracle? Well, they want to have a third base and they want to not get it killed by just mass amounts of links. They kind of need to have that link killing machine, which is impossible to stop. I mean, look at this. These links would have been impossible to stop with an adept, even if you have like 2 adepts or 3 adepts here. It's probably not gonna, it's gonna be a super tough call. And the Oracle out of position means that this is gonna be a cancel. See? That's how easy that happens. But if the Oracle would have been there, well, that doesn't happen. In this game it did. So pretty good win here for Serral. Of course he invested a bunch of not drones, a bunch of lava into this. They kind of needed to get something out of that. Did accomplish goal, so can fall back now. Base is retaken, but only at like 4 minutes something, so quite the nice timing here for Serral. He's gonna be very happy with that cancel. Twilight follow-up, no forge. Are we gonna see glaives? 5 gates. Oh no, sorry, 4 gates. There we go, it is indeed gonna be glaives. Interesting to see this without a Void Ray. Usually you see that Void Ray to chase out the Overlords. But I guess he really knows Serral's Overlord pattern, because there's no real threat of scouting anywhere on the map. He sacrificed that first one, but that's about it. And that's something you can get with the Stalker if it tries to come in. So he gets it, and now Serral has to rely on Link scouting, but they're not gonna find anything inside the main. I mean, it's not gonna happen. And Adept's already warping in here. There's no Robo though. There's gonna be a Forge follow-up, so MaxPax tries to play this as a pressure build. These Adepts leashing out like that, I feel like that's a little bit of a tell. You're not that confident with those 2 Adepts against that many Links if you have no glaives on the way. Now this is gonna be the biggest scout, if you can get it, but seems like the Oracle is just preventing that information for now. That's it. This Link did see though the shades coming across. This is a bunch of Adepts though. It's 12 Adepts. We do have a Roach Warren, we do have 5 safety Roaches, but he needs to make more. He's immediately going into 8 extra Roaches here. Shooting at those Oracles, deleting a lot of their health. But the Adepts just shading through. They're starting to trade against the Roaches. They can't really find the entrance. Evolution Chamber blocking the shades. We do have Links counterattacking, killing a lot of drones. Actually, oh my god, there's more workers lost for MaxPax than there is for Serral at this point. And MaxPax has the worker killing force, not Serral. There's no workers at this expansion, so he can only shoot the base, but he's never gonna kill it. There's Roaches on the way. Needs to be a little bit careful though. He's chasing down these Oracles as well. Serral is gonna push. Oh god, it's gonna be the... He does have a lair, right? Yeah. It's gonna be the highway of creep for the Queens. Look at that. Boop. 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 It's gonna speed up those Queens. And there they are already. Now, MaxPax is trying to kill drones, but it doesn't really matter because the army is already here. And if you cannot get a good engage, if you cannot get a good stasis, that's a good stasis. Is it enough though? There's no blink yet. Blink is still 5 seconds out. Static D is getting cleared by Biles here. Adepts are getting killed by Roaches, and the drones, they're just coming back now. There are only 3 drones that fall in this sequence. Now this base is gonna easily go down. There's no way of saving that one. Roaches do unfreeze. This is where Serral is gonna turn here. He has those Queens with him for that Oracle defense. I'd love to see something like this. Creep highway into a base kill. Oh, he's gonna get another cancel. Even as a creep tumor here, he's gonna defend that one. So he will get that speed boost. It's so difficult, but is he actually gonna win this game? He has so much supply, but it feels like he's overextending a tiny bit here. That creep highway though, oh my god, the reinforcements, if they join in here, it's gonna be the end, I feel like. Unless there's gonna be another great stasis trap. And that's not gonna be it. Probably expand that creep. He's actually expanding backwards. Serral is starting to reinforce with Lings, and he goes into a Hydralisk den. So he wants to play Ling Hydra next. If he kills the cybernetic scores, basically lights out. Or if he kills this base. Yeah, this is not gonna be stoppable for MaxPax. He doesn't have charge yet. Charge is not done. These allies are already killed off, and the game is done though. Serral does take the second map in a row here. The Serral Nata. Two, 1 in this best of 7. Alright, let's get into the next map here. In the bottom left, it is Serral, and in the top right, it is MaxPax. The map is Erholm. We do see a probe moving out on the map, a second one to place the pylon, and this one's for the block. Can he get the block down though? That's the big question here. Seems like the answer is yes. Will be in time. What's Serral's reaction gonna be? Is he gonna throw down another macro? Oh, sorry, not macro. Proxy archery. Immediately going into 2 more drones and just sneaking out his third base here. Gotta take that one. Again, prioritizing the Nexus here over that super fast Stargate, so we're not gonna see a repeat of game number 1. Is that actually in heart? Is that like a heart inside? I don't think it is, right? It looks a bit like a heart. Now it's a speed upgrade. Okay. So depth getting chrono boosted here, of course, holding on that warp gate research, and the Stargate's coming online. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, delay on the Nexus. Oracle needs to come back. Cheap investment, only 6 links, 8 links, whatever. Not that much. Finally, Nexus going up. 4 minutes, quite late here. No, he does get a cancel on a drone there. And I think he got 1 lava. Maybe. No, it was a ling. I'm not sure. Maybe he got 1 lava. Evolution chamber. On the way here. Oracle trying to come in on both ends, but not successful on either. This time Twilight Forge. So the standard blink. Is it gonna be what we see here in this 4th game from MaxPax? Trying to just go into a late game, put up that storm, get that tempest count and the mothership. Is this a good map for it though? I'm not sure. It feels like this map might be difficult to take more than 4 bases. Even 4 bases could be a little bit stretched. But this map is actually not that big, so I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Maybe he just wants to pull out a very strong blink attack. 8 gates, 10 gates. He's already thrown down 4 additional gateways, yeah. Are we gonna see a couple more? Yeah, there's 1 already. Only 1 though. It's a little bit weird. Seven gates. So it does kill the Overlord. And Serral's vision is a little bit limited at this point. That being said though, Ling's coming in again for a counterattack. This time he's ready though to adapt, standing guard here. 1 adapt in that natural shield battery, not ready though. 1 Oracle needs to come back, has a lot of energy. He's even throwing down a pylon. He's really committed to this. 7 gates here, we see 6 and the last one's transforming right now. I could throw down gate number 8 here at the front, and that's exactly what he's doing. But it still needs to complete before it does provide the fast pylon warp in here. Oh, that's unfortunate. A stasis trap already triggered here, so no line of defense. And the link stage could just go try for this pylon. If he gets rid, so I guess he already makes a backup pylon here, but this is very committed. If Serral is morphing a Baneling Nest, then he's gonna morph some Banes and he's gonna go into the 3rd base, I guess. He sees a cannon now. That means it's gonna be more difficult to engage into that one. And he decides to make the Baneling bust. Now of course Baneling is not really the greatest tool against Mass Stalker. But it's also not bad. But if you can reduce the economy, I mean, he does have Hydras, he does have a lot of links, he doesn't have, oh yes, he has +1. The Hydras don't have that range upgrade yet, they're still missing something, but this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is what he needed to do, that's his win condition, so he kills that income, and that relieves a lot of pressure from him. He's running in with the Banes. 1 Zealot to survive here, 6 HP, charging into that Baneling, even exploding the Overlord with that splash damage. At least that's how it looked like. And this base again is in shambles. Oracles need to fight at home all the time here. 52 workers to 58. This time a warp enforced at home here. Going into a Templar archives though. Now if Serral can hold this and just seesaw this back, if he can kill this army. I mean, if you lose these Stalkers as MaxPax, you're as good as dead, right? You don't have the Storm yet. If you lose them at this point, you're pretty out of the game. But he could also just kill Serral potentially if he just finishes off enough units. This didn't work out though, there were banelings in the mix, and we'll see how this is gonna fare. Lings and Banes unfreezing here, no more stasis traps. We do see double Archon though, those are gonna be amazing against these Ling heavy compositions, and Banes as well. Central Baneling speed about to complete though. Ready for this fight here. But we need more Hydralisks, and Serral is realizing this right now, making 7 more Hydras. It's rolling in the Banes, but they kind of get stuck on Archons. Hydra's starting to snipe those though, but the Archons have been depleted, so now it's time for the Lings to come back in and reinforce again here. We do have a couple of Zealots eating at those drones here in the north. Now Queen's coming in as well. Serral just falling back a little bit. Drones just transferring through the battlefield here. And MaxPax is just blinking on the top end of that army, but he does lose one of the oracles, and that's the one that had still energy left. Now, this push is coming in here again, and the Lings are starting to surround these Stalkers. If he gets all of these Stalkers without losing all of his own army, well, he can just go counter push. But 2 Archons again, anchoring this one. Good to see MW. And yeah, Lings are going around now into another counterattack. These guys are pretty good. Well, who would have guessed? Can he get a cancel? The Oracle is going to keep it safe for now, but the Oracle is running out of energy. Does he have an overcharge? He does not. So he needs to come back with these Stalkers, or he's going to lose a bunch of his workers. And that means this forward, well, it's ripe for the taking. There's still that probe hiding. He was so fond of these structures, he couldn't just leave them. And that's all she wrote for these gateways. Zealots are getting recalled here, they have been found. I really like the decision. Storm halfway done, but MaxPax struggling to kind of establish this 4th base, really. And meanwhile we have another attempted bailing bust here, but nice quick reaction there by MaxPax, gonna keep everything safe more or less. Now the game is kind of stabilizing here, but who's favoring this? I feel like MaxPax is in a little bit of a better position. He does have more workers, he does have the better tech with Storm now. He does have a good position with those 4 bases against 4 bases. He has a good army. I feel like all the eggs are in the basket here for MaxPax, but he needs to defend this push. It's a very big push, and Banelings can always work magic. Starting to chew through all of these workers. He's killing the High Templars. He's still standing strong here. Oh my god, is Serral just gonna win with this push? Oh no, 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 those Banes. They're unfreezing into the High Templar, and he dies. Hydralisks is the only thing that's left here, but he killed 18 workers, and that means he's actually in the worker lead at this point. This base is not really operational yet. Transfer a few probes down there as well. Serral coming in again. Round number 2. The Storm energy is not here yet, and that might just be all she wrote here. His army is just looking so flimsy. The Archon is not shooting at the Banes. He's panic morphing 2 Archons, but 2 Archons are nothing against 12 Hydras. Zealots run into the banelings coming from behind, and Serral is just gonna take that game. Game number 3 in this best of 5, sorry, best of 7. That means he's one map away from closing out the series. Can MaxPax make a comeback happen? Jim Rayner, Kerrigan, and Allins. Guys, can you give it up for Serral? A lovely loading screen. Next map is gonna be Ultra Love. Gonna see if Serral can close out the deal here. The map feels like it should be very good for Protoss. It should be splittable against Zerg, and if you can split it, be more efficient, you can just win in the late game, it feels like. But, I mean, this is Serral we are talking about here, so... yeah. Let's just enjoy. And the top right, MaxPax. And the bottom left, Serral. A man to enjoy. If you haven't yet, by the way, make sure to follow all of these YouTube channels down here. Make sure to follow the Twitch channel. Thank you everybody for watching, tuning in and supporting already. And that's my plug of the day. Are we gonna see that fast Stargate again? I kind of want to see that build again. I feel like that was really working quite nice against Serral. That might have been a one-trick pony though, like a surprise MFer, you know? You never know, but I feel like the timing really threw Serral off there. He lost 7 drones, 2 queens to the first 2 oracles, so... like, can you get more value? It's hard to imagine. But this is not going to be it. It's going into the Nexus, going into the Cybernetics Core afterwards. It's more of a regular opening here. There's the Stargate, so it is just the regular opening here. Are we gonna see a Void Ray? A Void Ray into Glaives. Could be something. Void Ray into a Charge All-In, also. Don't think... like a Void Ray into anything Robo-related would make any sense, to be honest, because... like, you really need those upgrades from the Twilight if you want to beat Lynx. It feels like. You need like 1. It doesn't matter which one, but you need like 1. And it is gonna be the Void Ray indeed. Is he gonna throw down a Twilight? That's what we're gonna keep an eye on. Is it gonna be a Twilight? Is it gonna be a Robo? I'm imagining the Twilight, and I wouldn't... hate actually like a Charge All-In. He tried the Glaives already, it didn't really do that much for him. So I feel like Charge, you want to just throw a powerful one, you know, at Serral and see if you can just block it. Like Serral usually does, but what are you going to do at this point, right? Nothing really has been working for yourself here as MaxPax. And you don't really want to go late game with this guy either. You just start with the Void Ray. No, he needs to find the Overlord though. There are a few Overlord spots. The Void Ray's just going across the map. He's just not gonna mask anything. He just goes across and says, "All right, let's hit the hatchery." And he's gonna find an overlord. He gets this overlord across, that's pretty good. And then he's gonna go back. Look for this one. Second unit is gonna be the Oracle and no second Oracle, so no third Stargate unit as of yet. Just find this one, the Oracle is overcharged, so no way Serral's gonna find anything with his links. It's looking really good here for MaxPax, but he needs something behind us. There it is. It's a Forge and a Twilight, so I'm not expecting any glaives here. I'm either seeing Blink or a Charge Lord all in. But like how he just placed that Forge, I feel like we're just gonna see Blink. But he just wants to mask it with a Void Ray. This might be a little bit of a red herring, like, hey, look at this, I'm making a Void Ray, right? I'm masking something, I'm hiding information from you. And we'll see in a moment. He's already thrown down 4 extra gates here before he even starts the upgrade. Which is gonna be though, MaxPax. MaxPax. He does have a second Oracle at this point. He's trying to cancel a base, meanwhile he's trying to roam with the Void Ray and he's keeping his own base safe, but that means this Blink is hugely delayed by his attention. Simply being somewhere else. So far, a perfect game here. Only gonna snag 1 drone here in that natural base. Oh boy. Catching the adepts. But this Blink attack is about to commence. We do have a Templar Archives. There's going to be a robo this time as well, so I'm hoping for a Warp Prism rather soon, but it's not going to be with this push. Oracles are here for the Stasis Traps. This push is like a swift in and out. He wants to kill as much as he can, possibly kill this base, but that's not going to happen. Stasis Trap already triggered here by a couple links. MaxPax needs to be careful. He's already thrown down his follow-up though. Storm, Charge, +2, and the Robo, well, Warp Prism. Please give us a Warp Prism. Gonna find an Overseer, that's nice. But Serral is ready. Serral is ready to pounce. He has a huge Ling Hydra Force. Oh no! Oh, and this is how it ends. And this is how it ends. This is how it ends. Storm is not done yet. So he dies in 2 ways. He loses in his natural, and he also loses in the 3rd base. But Serral is just... he's just going into the natural. Can kill the pylon first. Hydras should probably refocus a little bit. He's gonna snipe the Void Ray. He needs to kill that cybernetics core, so no more stalkers, and he can make his way through those structures. And there's more and more units streaming in here for Serral. That's a nice set of force fields, and the base technically lives, but all the saturation is gone. And now we do have a storm. Do we have any High Templar? That's the only one. No, he wants to go for the Sentry, he wants to go for the Immortal. GG is gonna be called. Serral just wants to go for the throat. Winning that match like it's nothing. Oh boy. Alright. That was some crazy games here, really fun. matches.